Hey everyone, artificial intelligence, it can feel like this huge, kind of overwhelming place, right? So today, think of this as your personal guided tour. We're going to explore all the most important parts, break it down so it all makes sense. Ready? Let's jump right in. So here's the plan for our tour. First up, we'll look at the AI that actually creates things. Then, we'll dive into how AI sees the world around us and how it hears and speaks. After that, we'll get into how it understands language, which is super fascinating. And we'll wrap up with maybe the most important part of all. How do we build all this stuff responsibly? Okay, first stop on our tour. And this is probably the one you've been hearing about nonstop lately, generative AI. I like to think of this as the creative artist in the AI family. This isn't just about crunching numbers, it's about making something brand new. So what is this stuff really? Well, at its heart, generative AI is just a kind of AI that can make totally new content from scratch. And I'm not just talking about clever text for a chatbot. We're talking about incredible images, videos, and believe it or not, even working computer code, all just from you telling it what to do.
And how it works is actually pretty simple, which is kind of wild. It all starts with you. You give it a prompt, that's just a fancy word for a command or a question. Then, this giant digital brain, what we call a large language model, or LLM, chews on your request. And voila! Based on what it understood, it generates something totally new. It's really just a simple little dance. You ask, it creates.
And chances are you are seeing this tech pop up everywhere. Think about the chatbots and AI agents you talk to online, or those tools that can create an image out of thin air, or even help programmers write and fix code. Generative AI is fast becoming this incredible assistant for all sorts of things. And what's cool is it often mixes in the other AI skills we're about to talk about to really get what you're asking for.
All right, let's head to the next part of our tour. We just saw how AI can create, but what about AI that can perceive the world? That brings us to the really cool field of computer vision. This is all about teaching computers how to see and understand what they're looking at.
To put it simply, computer vision is what gives a computer, eyes. It lets it make sense of images and videos. So instead of a photo just being a bunch of colored dots, pixels, the AI actually learns to recognize things inside that photo. People, cars, a cat. It gets a real understanding of the scene.
Okay, so computer vision basically has two main jobs, and this is a great way to think about it. The first one is called image classification. This is pretty simple. The AI looks at a whole picture and just tells you the one main thing in it, like this is a photo of a cat. Easy enough. But then there's object detection, which is a big step up. It can look at that same picture and not just see the cat, but also spot other things and tell you where they are. So it says, okay, I see a cat on the left, a dog on the right, and there's a ball in the foreground. See the difference? It's much more detailed.
And believe me, this technology is everywhere. It's literally the eyes that let self-driving cars navigate. It's what's behind the facial recognition that unlocks your phone. It's even helping doctors spot diseases in medical scans. You'll find it in security cameras, in stores tracking what's on the shelves. It's quietly working in the background, turning what it sees into useful information.
So we've covered seeing. Now let's move on to hearing and speaking. Our next stop is all about the world of sound. We're going to look at how AI got so good at 1. Listening to what we say, and 2. Talking back to us in a way that sounds, almost human.
Yeah, this is really about two sides of the very same coin. On one side, you've got speech recognition. You might know it as speech-to-text. That's the AI's ears. It listens to you talk and turns it into text. On the other side, you have speech synthesis, or text-to-speech. That's the AI's mouth. It takes text and turns it into an audible voice. So one listens and the other talks. Simple as that.
And you use this stuff constantly, probably without even realizing it. Anytime you ask Siri or Alexa for the weather, you're using both. First, it recognizes your speech, then it synthesizes a spoken answer back to you. It's also the magic behind those customer service bots on the phone, the apps that translate languages in real time, and super important accessibility tools that help people by reading text out loud.
Okay, so we've given our AI eyes and ears. Now let's give it a brain that can read. We're moving on to how AI actually understands written language. This area is called natural language processing, or NLP for short, and it's all about teaching computers to get the hang of our messy, complex human languages.
The best way to think about NLP is like the reading comprehension part of AI. It's not enough for a computer to just see words on a page. NLP helps it understand context, sarcasm, emotion, the whole deal. It's what lets a machine figure out what a sentence actually means.
And here are a few of the coolest things NLP can do. Take sentiment analysis. It can look at thousands of product reviews and instantly tell you which ones are positive and which are negative. Then there's text classification. That's the unsung hero that sorts your email into your inbox or your spam folder. And entity extraction is super useful. It can scan a news article and automatically pull out all the important names, places, and companies mentioned.
But wait, how does NLP read something that's on a piece of paper, like an old invoice or a receipt? Well, that's where this other cool tech called OCR, or optical character recognition, comes into play. It's basically a scanner with a brain. It takes a picture of the document, and then it's smart enough to turn the shapes of the letters into actual editable digital text. It's the critical bridge that gets information out of the physical world and into the digital one, where our NLP tools can finally work their magic.
So we've seen all this amazing stuff that AI can do, which brings us to our last and honestly our most important stop on this tour. It's not about what AI can do anymore, it's about how we should be doing it. This goes way beyond just writing code. We're talking about the fundamental rules we need to follow to make sure this technology is built safely and fairly for everyone.
And when we talk about responsible AI, it really comes down to these 6 key ideas or pillars. You can think of them as the foundation for building AI the right way. They're the guidebook for making sure this incredibly powerful tool actually helps people. So let's quickly touch on what each one means.
First up, fairness. This is all about watching out for bias in the data we feed the AI, because bad data can lead to unfair or discriminatory results. Next, reliability and safety. This one's a no-brainer, right? Especially for things like self-driving cars, you need to know the system is safe and dependable. And then there's privacy and security. Super important. We have to protect the personal data that's used to make these models smart. Then we have inclusiveness. That means designing AI so that it works for and benefits everybody, including people with disabilities. Transparency is all about being honest, making it clear how an AI works and what its limits are. No black boxes. And finally, maybe the most important one, accountability. This simply means that at the end of the day, the people who build these systems are responsible for what those systems do.
And this quote right here just nails it. It says, "The people and organizations that develop and distribute AI solutions are accountable for their actions." I mean, that's it in a nutshell. The tech doesn't just appear out of nowhere. The humans and the companies behind it are responsible for how it affects all of us. That idea is everything.
And that really brings us to the big question, the one we all have to think about. This tech is moving so fast, and it's weaving itself into the fabric of our lives more and more every single day. So the real question isn't just, what can AI do anymore? It's, what do we want it to do? And what's our role in making sure that future is built the right way?